Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. As an Auburn fan, I've seen the Georgia players and Florida State players take shots at each other with concerning the Orange Bowl and missing the college football playoff. Look, I'm an SEC guy according to this jersey, and I like Florida State too from the ACC, but, I got a team from every conference. Of course, my favorite team from the SEC is Auburn. So, despite being an Auburn fan, despite usually taking the SEC side, I agree with Florida State players. For one thing, I'm petty about Georgia barely beating us at home. And Alabama, too, so I can talk trash about both. I don't really care. I know Auburn's not better than either of those teams, but I don't really care. But, look, Florida State players, Keon Coleman, is right. You guys choke against Alabama. Okay? Now, we have too, but that's besides the point. You're doing it on the biggest stages. SEC championship play and the national championship in Kirby Smart's second year. And now one time y'all went down to Alabama in 2020 during the COVID year, y'all got destroyed because you only played half a game in all those games that year. Which is why you lost to the Gators the same year by 3 scores. Or 16, whatever it was. But y'all Georgia players got no reason to be saying anything about Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman didn't have to play against y'all. Florida State was 13-0. They won their conference. They beat everybody. They owned the SEC twice that year, by the way, with all their players. And given how y'all struggled against Alabama's defense, which was a good defense, but not Florida State's defense, I don't think y'all could have beat that team either. So listen, because Florida State, I'm not saying they were the best team. And of course, I'm just talking trash. Realistically, I know y'all could beat Florida State if y'all had played with all your starters. But I wouldn't. But the house saw it. I mean, you guys choked against Alabama. You probably would have choked against them too. Because Florida State's defense was better than Alabama's. And unlike Alabama, Florida State had a really good offensive line this past year. So, I mean, whatever. But whatever floats your boat, Georgia players. But look, at the end of the day, it's y'all's fault y'all can't stop choking to Alabama. That is very true what Keon Coleman said. It's y'all's fault Kirby Smart does not have y'all mentally prepared to play 4 quarters of football against Alabama and the referees. That's also Kirby Smart's fault. A sign that he did not get to take he does not have the torch in college football. He couldn't beat his mentor more than that one fluke game. Yeah, I call it a fluke because you only did it once since 2016. All right? And third of all, I mean, look, Georgia's always done that. Anytime they've had a big game, most of the time, they choke and drown at the edge of the river. So, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I don't care who gets mad. Florida State's players were right not to play in that game. They had nothing to prove to y'all because that game really didn't mean anything. I mean, even if when y'all won the game, did y'all go to the national championship? Did you make the playoff? Nope. You weren't good enough anyway, but that's besides the point. Florida State deserved to be in that playoff more than you did. Okay? And, I mean, look. Georgia really didn't play any good teams this year. A complete, really good team outside of Alabama. You struggled at home to South Carolina. You want to talk about Florida State struggled? You guys struggled badly against an ineligible bowl team in South Carolina at home. You struggled against us who went 6-7. You really didn't look good all year. You beat Ole Miss, who has no defense whatsoever. You beat Mizzou. Woo. Who cares? And you struggled against everybody you played that was any good. Tennessee wasn't that good this year. Heck, Tennessee lost at Florida. What's that say? So listen. And then, of course, your daddy owned you again in the SEC championship when I said they were going to beat you. I mean, they own us too. Heck, everybody owns Auburn right now, but that's been happening for years. Just like you guys choking in the biggest stage has been happening for years. Get over it. Stop crying. Stop complaining. Oh, Florida State's making excuses. Y'all are the main excuse makers of all. And yeah, they're right. Florida State did their job. They won all their games. All of them. And they didn't even have all their starters in a lot of those games. Pittsburgh, they didn't have their starting receivers. They didn't have Jordan Travis against Florida at Florida. Okay? And Louisville, they were an underdog. And you can say whatever you want about these teams, but they won their games. You guys did not. The next best defense you played to Alabama was us. And we gave up 30-something points, whatever it was, at home to New Mexico State, whoever it was. You guys couldn't even get past 27 points. So you guys aren't impressive. We're coming for y'all. And Alabama, yeah, we lose to them all the time. But yeah, that's normal. We're Auburn. You're supposed to be levels above. You can't be levels above if you keep choking to your daddy. Whatever.